Good morning. Man, I spent like 10 minutes talking and I never hit record. Well, recap, right? Good morning, Rodney, I love you. And whoever's watching this, I love you. I was calling myself out. I need to start step 4. I got baptized in November, and then my sponsor had called me and said, all right, it's time for you to get to work on step 4. And I haven't, I came up with all these excuses. Oh, the holidays are so busy. Oh, I'll wait till the end of the year. Well, it's the 8th. It's January 8th, 24. Video reference. And I still haven't started it. So I told myself yesterday, and then I needed to pay some bills and all that. So that's okay. That's not even a terrible excuse. That works for me. But do this and then not get my car payment paid and they take it. So, hopefully this helps me and it gets me to a point of I'm going to actually work the step now. It's my second time. I'm not even, it's not even I'm scared to work it. I know that's contrary to popular belief, but no, I'm not afraid to put my shit on paper. I'm just a lazy motherfucker. Seriously, I am. Like, what I'm doing these last couple of months, I've never done consistently like I've done these last couple of months. Sure, I went to the gym and church before, but it wasn't like this. No, I shouldn't be doing that on the video. Yeah, I'm really trying to quit cigarettes, and I haven't told myself I'm quitting cigarettes. And so I've picked up this vape, and then I found myself smoking cigarettes and the vape. It's not dope, right? They'll kill you. But I was desperate enough when I got into this. I was desperate enough to want to not be here anymore. There was a time I contemplated. I was driving next to a truck. I was coming off of like a weekend. I'm not going into detail. If you want to know, ask me. And I wanted to cry. I thought cameras were in the car and I didn't want to let them win. So I refused to cry. I lived like that for a minute, for a long time, for those of you that don't understand what a minute means to me. But I lived like that for a while. And it was near the time I stopped, but it was another time to work. I never went to work loaded, but I always went to work withdrawing. And I just thought to myself, if I hit this truck right here, then maybe it'll just grind me up and nobody will have to worry about me anymore. And I won't have to go through the pain. And really, it was probably the pain of going into work looking like that, feeling like that, talking like that. And I was too afraid to be around everybody. When I get loaded and I'm in that shame, guilt mode, I can tell you, man, I don't want to be around anybody. And to have to do what I do for a living and like jump up and shake somebody's hand and walk them out and start getting to know them, and I'm just so afraid. That's tough, man. I can't compare it to like jail or any of that, but to do that so you can still provide for your family in the state of that is tough. It was not easy. And I did it, for a long time, and then I got clean for a couple years, and then I went back out, and after the relapse and then relapse and then relapse, it's not like I could just tell my work, or at least I felt like that. But, you know, it led me to a point of having to endure that for so long. The reason I bring this up is you go in, for some of you will be treatment. For me, it was treatment a third time. For some of you, you'll just have the courage and strength to just walk into a meeting and change your life. That's, if you're doing that and you haven't done the treatment thing, you're a stronger person than I am. And I take my hat off to you. I tried to, well, I don't like saying I tried. Anything that I didn't finish or follow through with, and I say I try, it's just, all it's making it sound like is like, oh yeah, I did that. No, I didn't do that. I'm doing it now. But a sponsor is a necessity to the 12-step program. I have one. And I've had him for a long time now. Longer than I've been clean. Longer than any length of clean time I've ever had. The reason you have a sponsor is so you can work steps. There's the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous, just like the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Working the steps are not reading those steps and then saying, how do you feel about that step? There's a workbook. You open it up, there's 100, there's 60, there's 120, there's all these different questions per step. And you answer them. And then you tell your sponsor you finished it. Sorry, you completed that round or that step. And then you guys set up a time to meet. If you're doing Zoom, then you set up a time for Zoom. And you sit down and you go through them. Give yourself... I hear people talk about, like, we're going to work on steps this weekend. And I don't know how that works. I finish it, and then I sit down with my sponsor, and I dedicate 2 to 3 hours to sit down and talk with him and go over them. The last time I did it, he was on his way to an event. And he was driving to California. I've worked 8 of them with him. Now I've worked 9 of them with him, but I haven't worked all 9 with him. And it was a long drive time. And I wanted to eat up some of his drive time, but also, you know, be of service to myself. And he was able to be of service to me, and we worked the step in front of somebody at the sober living house that I'm living at. They got to see me work a step. Step 1. And it was cool to be of service for that person. Maybe it discouraged him, I don't know. But I wanted to be free from not just drugs, alcohol, which, if it's anything, it's that. That's the most important of it all. But I also wanted to change everything. You can change your address. You can change your partner's name. You can change the way you look. You can change the car you drive. So you can go somewhere else and change it all. And you bring you with wherever you go. So if you don't change you, if I don't change in here and in here, it's only a matter of time before I'm back to the way I was in a different outfit, in a different car, with a different person, with a different zip code. I know this personally. This isn't a guess. I moved to Arizona, and then I moved back to Washington, and then I moved to Olympia. And some of those moves were forced. But it doesn't matter. You think, well, shit, man, if I just go to fucking New Mexico, I'll be all right. If I just go to fucking Antarctica, I'll be all right. If you're like me, and you want something bad enough, let's say dope, all you have to do is go to a new area, hang out for 1 day, you'll have a connect. And then by a week, you'll have 3 connects. And by 6 months, you'll be on the streets, or you'll be just back into that story I just shared a minute ago. I think. I think that might have been the other video. Anyways, doesn't matter. Anyways, So the whole nature of this video is really just to motivate myself to start step 4, and then give a little explanation of what that might even mean if somebody's were happen to like listen to this or watch it. I'm here. I love you. You're wanted, needed, and loved. And have a kick-ass day.